Men's gift ideas, specifically 20 gift ideas. So I've got a lot of good things here, and I find that like these are gonna be very universal. Men notoriously, you guys say, are the hardest to shop for, and I think that like, it can be true, but it depends. Sometimes if you just listen to guys, it's very easy to shop, but I will have everything linked below for y'all. And just like my women's gift guide that I posted earlier last week, if I can link something at multiple retailers, I will, just because sometimes one place may be having a deal. It may be like, you know, you have points at some other place, or you can get free shipping or something. So I will have everything linked below for y'all, and we will go ahead and get started with my #1 top recommendation of all gifts, because this is like coming straight from Sam. It is these headphones. So they are bone conducting headphones. And I have shared these so many times with you guys. They sit on the outer part of your ear. They were originally one of Sam's like favorite headphone sets for work, but as time has gone, he just uses them like all the time now. He will still occasionally use his Skullcandy if he's like cutting the grass or something, because he doesn't want his ears to just, you know, hear all of that like lawnmower going in the background. But he absolutely loves these because he can use them at work. They connect to his phone. He can still hear people when they talk, because they again sit on like the outer part of your ear, but the quality is just super nice. He's always raved about the sound. And when I talk to him on the phone and he has those in and like those are acting as his microphone, I feel like it's like very crystal clear sound on my end. So I notice a difference in them. They are just very lightweight. He says they don't hurt his ears. And they're just something that we have recommended time and time again. I know some of his friends, like he's even told them about them. They have bought them for like their father-in-laws. I mean, it is just such a good pair of headphones. And I feel like it's a little bit more on the high end as far as what you guys told me on Instagram was your like price point. But I feel like for the use that they're gonna get out of them, it's so worth it. Ridge Wallet, is that what this is called? I can't remember the exact name brand, but it's like, they make this wallet is made by a bunch of different retailers, but it is this specific brand wallet that Sam asked for Father's Day. And at first he was just like, I'm not sure like if I want to really, you know, have the nice name brand one. It just seems kind of stupid for a wallet. So I bought him one that was a little bit cheaper. And when it came in, I was like, oh, I don't love it. Like it feels really cheap to me. And so I was like, all right, let me buy the other one, the really nice one, and then I'll see if the quality's worth it. And then that way he's not sitting there going, I don't know if it's worth it. You guys, the quality of this is unmatched, and he actually really likes it too. It's like one of those things, again, he like tells everybody about. He's like, oh, this is my favorite wallet. Like I love these. He's told his coworkers. He tells me all the time. He tells his coworkers. And so I did end up returning the like cheaper option. And I did tell him, I was like, honey, it is a noticeable difference. So if your guy isn't like particular about wallets, then it's not a big deal. But Sam, I would say he's fairly particular about what he likes to do with his wallets, and like, you know, how he wants his cards to sit and all that stuff. So this wallet I got him for Father's Day, and he's just nonstop raved. I mention these shoes every single year because every year they are his favorites. Like Sam wears these all the time, and I just think they look so good on him. He actually is wearing them for work today, and he texted me and he was like, I'm not kidding. One of my coworkers asked for the link for these, and he like joked. He was like, if he buys them, I want commission. And I was like, okay, well, you literally sent a link from your phone, so it's not how that works. But he was sending it to a coworker because they're just like the best looking shoes. He has them in brown and black, and then he actually mentioned that while he was looking at the link for them today, he noticed they have a gray color that he really wants. So mental note, probably gonna be getting him the gray pair for Christmas as well. They fit true to size. I've told y'all every year, my dad has them, my brother has them, Sam has them, and they all three rave about them. You can also do athletic sneakers or running shoes. Sam has a pair of like bright neon Brooks. He really likes his bright neon running gear. And so Brooks are a really good one, and Hoka's are a great option. It really just depends on what they need. If you're just looking for a great athletic pair of shoes, you're not really sure what the purpose is going to be, I would actually say stick with On Clouds, because I believe both Brooks and Hoka's are like specific running, more athletic sneaker, whereas On Clouds, those are a little bit more like you can wear them for athleisure, you can work out in them, you can run in them, you can do whatever. It really, running sneakers, I have found the older I have gotten, they are not all made equal. So if you specifically know a runner, I recommend the Hoka's. Sam really likes Brooks. He also likes the Hoka's. But yeah, just athletic sneakers in general are great. Coats are always a must, and I find that for Sam, he is not quick to buy himself clothes. So anytime I can like recommend like an article of clothing to him, I'd be like, hey babe, like look at this coat. Don't you like this coat? And he's like, yeah, I do. But he never buys it for himself. I'm always like, okay, he likes it, and I get it for him for Christmas because it's just, the man needs new clothes. So I really always like to get a nice coat. I feel like there is so much to be said about a good thick coat. So you could do puffer style. You could do like a more pea coat style. It really depends on the guy and what you're getting it for. Like if your man lives in the city or constantly works in like an office and he doesn't need this like outdoorsy coat, you know, to go outside and cut all of his grass. Like it's just really the type depends on the man specifically, but I've always found that there is just something about a good coat that ends up getting used so much. So it's a great, great Christmas gift. Neck fan. We all knew that I was gonna bring this up, right? Like I'm obsessed with the neck fan. And I got this for Sam for when he cuts grass. I have one, I recommended it for the women's gift guides. Like I swear this thing is just absolutely incredible, especially if you run hot, if you have a lot of sports events that you watch, like outside, if you know, go outside and watch your kids. This thing is amazing. I think it's really lightweight. The charge lasts for so long. I cannot remember the last time I charged that thing. And it has 3 speed settings. It has a simple like on-off button. I really love it. Ezra's used it before and he didn't find it to be overwhelmingly heavy. I used to wear this during the summertime a lot when I was pregnant with Roman because I was just so hot all the time. So mine got a lot more use in the summertime than it does now. But if you just know someone who runs hot or constantly wants to, you know, just to have a fan on or anything like that, this is a really great gift idea. And it's also a little bit more on the affordable side too. Stanleys, you guys, they are not just for girls, okay? And let me tell you something. So many of you guys, and I mean so many, say that your man does the same thing Sam does. Makes fun of you for all of your cups, but then they have the audacity to drink out of them. I'm not kidding when I tell you, Sam used to always make fun of me, and then I was like, fine, I'm just gonna get him a cup and see what he does. Yeah, he drinks out of it. So I really think they like make fun of the Stanleys and like the fact that everybody has them, but they are incredible. And even if your guy doesn't want like the 40-ounce water cup, like he doesn't drink that much water, he doesn't want to carry around that big cup, do the 30-ounce or do a coffee mug. Like there is just something to be said about a good cup. I always recommend Brewmate to you guys. Brewmate coffee cups are incredible. They are very, very leak proof. They have a few different sizes. Sam really likes his Stanley. So cups are great as well. They're not just for girls, but I particularly find that a lot of us on Instagram agree. Our men make fun of us and then they use our Stanleys even then. Like it's just, yeah, that's what they all do apparently. This is actually probably gonna be something I get Sam for Christmas as well. This has got to be one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and it was a recommendation from my dad. He got it before Prime Day, so he was like, hey, you could definitely share this on Prime Day. I really love mine. And I'm like, well, Dad, that would have been a great gift to get you for Christmas. So it is basically it like checks tire pressure, but it also can inflate tires. Now, I'm not sure, I didn't look too much in it as far as like, can it inflate a whole car tire? But I think it's one of those, if you're in a pinch, you're in an emergency situation, this is great to have. So you could get it for a woman or you could get it for a man. Like I find that those things are really important to have when you need them. And because it's small, it can fit in your car door. So I just think this would be really nice for Sam because he is someone who likes to mountain bike, and having something that's telling you, you know, what your tire pressure is and then also has the ability to blow it up, and you're not having to like have an extra big pump, or you're not having to go somewhere to put air in your tires. That's really nice too. So my dad just went on and on and on about it, and I briefly looked at it and I was like, cool, thanks. That would have been a fabulous gift for you for Christmas, but I guess I will have to figure out something else. Also, do not discredit a good pair of either like bedroom slippers or like soft Uggs for men. Now, you can do outdoor Uggs. They make men's shoes too. But I mean, y'all, men sometimes I really think like you would not think to get a guy house shoes or like, you know, just a softer pair of shoes to wear. Why not? I swear to you, my husband steals mine all the time. He doesn't wear them for a long period of time, so I wouldn't say that's something I would maybe get him. But like I could definitely get my dad a pair of like house slippers and he would 100% wear them. And we all know like Ugg slippers are incredible. Yes, they're definitely up there in the price, so I will link an affordable pair for you guys below, but I just think that those often get missed, but don't let them get missed. Men like to have comfortable shoes too. They like to have warm feet in their home, so whether it's indoor or outdoor, you really can't go wrong with those. So I mentioned these weights in my overall gift guide video, and what I shared about them was these are great if you have, like, you don't have a ton of space to store a lot of weights, or you're just starting out on your fitness journey and you know you're going to be lifting heavier one day. These are incredible because the more you add the weights on, the heavier they get, but it's just technically like one set of dumbbells. And if you were to do the math on how much you would spend, say right now you can only lift, or you only really need to lift 5, but like your goal is to be able to lift 20, then you're gonna have to buy those individual weights to get there. And you're probably going to end up spending just as much, if not more, on all of those separate weights that you now have to store versus getting this one set of dumbbells. So this is something that I actually, I'm sitting here and I'm basically listing off all the things that I'm running through in my head about what I'm looking at Sam for Christmas. But they're just something I'm thinking about getting him, because I know he has said like I lift definitely much lighter weights. I don't ever want to lift and get like bulky. And he definitely will be like, oh, I like prefer to lift 40s or whatever. So I've looked at getting him something like these. They just definitely are on the higher end. But again, when you do the math, it really just kind of evens out. I also mentioned these headphones in the overall gift guide video that I shared, and they are better, I think, for runners. I have just seen a lot of people say that, so this is actually something I have on my Christmas list, because I have gotten back into running now that I have given birth to Roman, and I absolutely love a good run, but I find that my earbuds do have a tendency to kind of like just shake mounts, and then they can kind of make their way just getting looser and looser out of my ear. So I love Beats. I have a pair of over-the-ear Beats that I have used when I was editing, and they are really, really nice headphones, great sound quality, so I wanted to link these for y'all too. Another shoe option are the Cloud Slides. I have talked about these so many times for me, and I've told y'all, like, my mom has some, Sam has some, my brother has some. Like, they are so good because we all need a good pair of shoes to just throw on and run outside for a minute. Or like, these are kind of Sam's just like, I don't know, they're just, whenever he's not wearing sneakers or like real shoes, he tends to just gravitate towards these. They're really comfy. They're actually called shower shoes. And it's like, when you see that, you're like, oh, am I gonna get you shower shoes? But you'll actually find yourself, or the man that you're getting them for, wearing them all the time. I pinky promise. So whether it's a man or a woman, I absolutely love these. We all love them in my family. They aren't the most appealing shoe, but trust me, when you try them on, you're gonna be like, okay, it's totally worth it, because they are so comfy. In fact, those slides are actually the ones that I wore when we were moving into this house, because they were just like that comfortable all day long. I always recommend speakers to you guys, because I also think Bluetooth speakers are just one of those things you can never have too many of, especially if you know someone likes to, go out and work in their garage on something, or if they host, like having a nice speaker for good quality background music is really nice. I'll have music playing throughout the day whenever it's just like me home if the boys aren't here, because I'm used to sound. So a good quality Bluetooth speaker is such a good gift. My mom got Sam a Bose one. It might have been our first Christmas together, maybe our second Christmas together, and it is still kicking to this day. It is such a good quality Bluetooth speaker. So I'll link a couple of them below for y'all, but JBL is really good. Bose is really good. There's just a wide variety. Kindles. Now, sometimes I find that Sam would just prefer a book. He's one of those who likes to destroy a book, in the sense that like he will fold it over and, mark the pages and all that kind of stuff. But for some men, they don't like to have a ton of books, and a Kindle is a great option. So if you know a guy who likes to read a lot, like I would say my dad is definitely a heavy reader, the Kindle is a great, great option. I personally love my Kindle. There are some things that I find like it can be a little frustrating, because Kindle books can tend to be, which is odd, more expensive than a paperback, but it doesn't even matter to me, because I just feel like if you need the Kindle, it's like worth it for the convenience of it, because you don't have to have a book. So I have always recommended Kindles. I feel like it's one of those things that's just super random, but a very, very good one. If you know a man likes to take pictures, maybe he has a good quality camera. Of course, you could always get a good quality camera, but my dad really likes to take pictures. And so he has this really nice DSLR, And so a few years ago, I got him a custom camera strap from Etsy, and it was one of the coolest gifts ever. He, to this day, still loves it and uses it whenever he uses his camera, which I would say is a pretty decent amount. Like, he just always has that camera with him whenever we have like family events or anything, and he always has that camera strap. So it was really cool to give like a custom gift. Etsy is such a good place to look for gifts. So that's definitely one that I recommend, but it is a little bit more specific. And then a toolbox or even like a bed cover for like a truck bed. Those are always great things to get for men who have trucks and love them. Now, they are up there in the price point again, but my mom, so I think it was like 1 year back to back, she got my dad a like truck bed cover, and then the next year she got him the toolbox. So if he is using the toolbox, the cover's not on it, but if he takes the toolbox off, then the cover's on it. So he is always using one of those things like full time on his truck, and I find that just like, it's so convenient. When men have the toolboxes, they use them. And I always like, okay, this is gonna be really bad. I always just assumed they were just for show. Like, I just thought that was like a thing. And now that I've grown up and I know adult men with trucks, I'm like, okay. So I guess it's just because I was exposed to it with teenagers, but I'm like, okay, the toolboxes get used a ton and they're like very important to men. So toolboxes are a great gift if your guy is into his truck and he has tools and he doesn't happen to have one already. These Bluetooth thermometers are super cool and I'm seeing them everywhere. So basically it is something that you can leave it in, I believe it's oven and grill. You can basically leave it like in your meat, and then you can walk off. And some of them, just depending on what kind you get, I think there was kind of, the price really changes depending on what features it comes with, but some of them will like alert you when it gets to a certain temperature, and then some you can like check an app and it will tell you what the temperature of your food is so that you know when you want it to reach like peak perfection of being cooked. So that is a really nice gift that I wouldn't even think is like, it's a little bit better than just like a regular grill set. And I wouldn't think about an actual thermometer and how nice that would just be for you to be able to walk off, but still kind of technically be keeping an eye on your food. You can always do accessories like vests, long sleeve shirts. You can do hats. I know that giving clothes, sometimes for men, I feel like it's just not the same. Like, they're just like, oh, cool, piece, you know, an article of clothing. But if your man needs it, you guys just get it for him, I promise. I at least find that most men in my life would much rather have a gift they're gonna use, even if it doesn't seem like big and fluffy and bougie, and it's not like, oh my gosh, this most incredible gift ever. Like, they would just rather have something that they absolutely can use rather than something that seems like they're gonna use it and it's like twice a year. So my Nana used to always get my dad like clothing and stuff, like specifically fall clothing for him at Christmas. I tend to get Sam things during Christmas and like birthdays, just because again, he's not a man who buys himself clothes, but that is kind of dependent on the guy, but I will link some of Sam's favorites below. Phone accessories. So these can be, I mean, you can even do an Apple Watch. You can get headphones. I've mentioned a couple of those here. You can get a charging dock. You can get chargers for the car. You can get phone cases, any kind of like tech accessory. I always find does really well with men. You can get like Apple AirTags. I don't know if that's necessarily a phone accessory, but anything involving tech and then of course relating back to the phone, I find is a really beneficial gift because they're going to use it a lot, because men always have their phones on them just like women do. I mean, we just always have our phones glued to us. So I find that those are really good gifts. And again, just specific to the guy. And then lastly, I think experiences are just top tier. Like, I love a good experience, and in my opinion, I mean, I keep saying this like it depends on the guy, but that's so true. Like, sometimes when we share these gift cards, it can seem so like they're all the same, but that's because we don't know your man, you know your man. So for instance, like Sam, it could be to go to a soccer game, or, you know, to go camping and he can go mountain biking one day. But for my dad, it may be to go to a football game or go golfing, or, you know, there's just a variety of things. You could definitely pay for an experience like that. If your man likes pampering, like this is more for my mom. I've in the past done, like, I got her a facial. So The following year I got my dad like a massage. So it really depends on the guy, but experiences are always good. And again, I find that at least the men I know would much rather have something like that, like not a tangible item, but something that they're going to enjoy doing, something that they're going to really get money's worth out of, rather than, you know, a gift that's just a gift for gift's sake. All right, friends, and that is it for today's video. I tried to talk a little fast, but I feel like I was very wordy in this one. But I just think we overthink men's gifts, and I don't know why, because I've always done it, but as I've gotten older, I find that like it's a little more easy because it's just, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but we overthink men's gifts for sure. I feel like women's gifts are super easy, but that's just my own personal opinion. But I hope that this helped narrow down some good gift ideas if you guys are looking for something. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to go below and click the subscribe button if you are new here. I've got kids gifts coming very soon. Love y'all, and I will see you in my next video.